Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad that you're all here. For today's video, we're going to be looking at signs that you will see when you meet the one.
Okay, so as I kind of mentioned in some of the piles, but not all of them, when I set an intention for a reading, when I intend to do a reading about a topic or a subject, I kind of get redirected by spirit sometimes whilst I'm channeling, or messages come up which I guess I don't expect, but maybe it's what you need to hear. So why I'm saying this is, even though this reading is about signs you'll see when you meet the one, I feel like we didn't get like literal signs. Like you'll see birds and you'll see, I don't know, X, Y, and Z. Like you'll start seeing loads of roses or something silly like that. But I feel like it gave a lot deeper messages in terms of either what will be happening in your life, what kind of energetic changes are happening for you. And I feel as well, since relationships are fundamentally about growth, it's kind of showing you how you're going to be growing, how you're going to be changing with the person that is the one, and that's how you'll know that it's them. I'm laughing because I feel like it's such a long-winded way. But who knows? Spirit knows what they're doing. I'll leave it up to them.
Yeah. So we've had a lot of love readings this month. We've still got, I think I've got one more left technically, and then we'll probably take a new direction for a little bit. But we are today looking at the signs that you will see. So we're going to look at some angel numbers that you might see. We're going to look at the energies that might be surrounding you at that time, just so that you can kind of get an idea about, you know, when you meet the one, what's going to be happening, how will you know they're the one, right? I've also done a soulmate reading, and I've also done well, this is going up after Valentine's Day, but if you wanted to see if the Valentine's Day reading was accurate, then you can also check that out. Make sure that you check out the socials down below. They allow you to, like, you know, catch up with me when I'm not on YouTube, see what I'm getting up to. Also, I've really revamped the KikiLiving community Instagram page. There is a lot going on in there. There's a lot of good information coming out. There is also an additional pick a card available on the KikiLiving Instagram page as well. Yeah, I'm also open for personal readings if you're interested, because these are all good and well, but it's really picking up on generalized energy. There'll be a link in the description that you guys can check out as well. So anyway, I've got 4 piles for you here today, so let's go ahead and check those out. Okay, so here are the 4 piles that I have for you today. Definitely not straight on your end, but I can never get them straight. But starting off over here with option number 1, we are going to have Aragonite. Right, option number 2, we then have Citrine. Hopefully that lighting's a little bit better, but this one is Citrine here. Option number 3, we have Smokey Quartz. And last but not least, with option number 4, we have blue Howlite. Quick apologies for the really shit showing of the crystals today. Today's really just not been my day, so things are just, you really just gotta ride with me today. I cannot lie. But anyway, these are the options that I have for you today, starting off over here with option number 1, and then we've got option number 4 over here. I'll just give you a moment now to choose the option you feel is right for you. And I will see you at your reading. Hi Aragonite, welcome to your reading, option number 1. Hi, so we're going to start off looking at maybe some angel numbers that might be surrounding you during the time that you meet meet the one. So I've got a couple of angel numbers in here. I'm just going to pick them at random. So Aragonite, please. Angel numbers. Signs will they see when they meet the one? Signs will they see when they meet the one, please? Okay. So we have the number, I think it's a 13, the number 13. Lucky number 13. We have 16. This just made me think of like teenagers, so maybe the person who you end up being with, you might know them from like teenagerhood in your teenage years. We have 44. We have 12. We have 33. And we have the number 2. So yeah, it could be any of those numbers as like a singular, and it could also be those numbers like put together. So like 1 2 2, 1 2 4 4, 4 4 3 3, you know, anything like that. I also was thinking there's quite like similarities between the numbers that have come out here, so I feel like you and your soulmate will have a lot of similarities to you guys. Like maybe instantly you'll just notice these, like, I like coffee with milk. Oh my god, me too. It's only because I'm drinking coffee right now that I said that. Right, so those are some numbers. I'm going to keep them out just in case they maybe come up again in our spread. I'm also pulled a unknown archetype card, so we'll take a look at that as well now. So you guys have the Sustainer, quite earthy energy. You guys know me, I start reading on one thing and then loads of other things start popping into my mind. Like, this is what your soulmate is like. No, but we're talking about the signs that you see when you meet the one. Okay, it's fine. Anyway, so we have the Wheel of Fortune here. We have the 8 of Wands in reverse. We have the 3 of Swords. We have the Ace of Pentacles reversed. And we have the Knight of Cups. Okay. I feel like there might be a lot of changes happening in your life with this Wheel of Fortune energy. There's a lot of changes happening. But also the Sustainer is standing out to me right now. And even this imagery of someone holding something pretty solid, whether that's clay, whether that, do you know what, that idea of clay is coming to me actually. Something that is hard, but it's also moldable. Something that, you know, it can change. There's a possibility for change, but with the right conditions. Also, the way they're holding it in the image is very delicate, like molding it just right, or molding it, you know, without forcing it, basically. So yeah, there might be changes occurring in your life, and maybe you're more of like an earthy energy, or you're just not really fond of a lot of changes at once. So it's like spirit, angels, the energy, whatever you want to call it, is like slowly trying to push these changes around you, slowly trying to mold you. Maybe things are happening that you feel are out of your control. Yeah, like opportunities that you thought were stable falling through with the Ace of Pentacles reversed. It's almost like I'm picturing someone in like a forest or the wilderness or something, and they have to build a house. And say they're on the beach, let's just give the example of the beach. And they're like building these houses out of sticks on the beach, but the tide keeps coming and washing it away. So you move up the shore a little bit, or you move up the shore, I don't know what you call it, move up the beach a little bit, and you start building it there, and then the tide comes in and washes it away, and then you're like, okay, well, what am I doing wrong? And it's like there's something that's taking a while for you to almost notice or connect with, that you're doing, that you need to make a change to, if that makes sense. Like there's something that is being highlighted to you that you need to make a change. about to. Words not coming. Yeah, these Three of Swords to me, I just had the word disappointment. Disappointment. There might even be a change in some kind of connection or something that you feel very fond of. There's a lot of heart here, so this could even be like, say you're not in a connection, it could be like starting a project that you put a lot of heart and passion into, and it kind of just falls through and things don't really work out in the way that you thought they would. Let's get some more clarifiers. Right, clarify the Wheel of Fortune for the signs. Aragonite, let's see. So now we have the Eight of Wands upright. So whatever changes are happening in your life, they're going to be very sudden, very quick. Let me see if one's here in reverse. So we've got the Tower card here. We've got the Queen of Cups and the Two of Pentacles. Well, because I can see this Eight of Wands energy is connected to the Wheel of Fortune. Again, there's going to be like a need for you to surrender. Oh, sorry, that focus was, I don't know how long we were out of focus for. But there's going to be a need for you to like almost surrender everything that's happening. Everything that's kind of falling away from you. Can I play the Three of Swords, please, for the signs also when I'm looking on? With the Six of Cups. So there could be like past pains, past hurts arising as well. Like memories from the past coming up. Yeah. Yeah, it's almost like there's a need to take a step back, because with this Ace of Pentacles in reverse, we've just got the Four of Pentacles and then we got the Three of Pentacles coming out here. And it's almost like, okay, I'm holding on to everything that I've tried to build, even though I'm not successful yet, even though I haven't got all those 10 pentacles. But actually it's like, if you take a step back, maybe ask for some help, get some assistance, and you could really build something bigger and continue it. Build something with momentum here, and that could be with this soulmate as well. Why is the Knight of Cups here, please? Why is the Knight of Cups here? King of Swords, King of Cups. Wow, you got very masculine energy. You do have the Queen of Cups over there, actually. So it's going to be quite an emotional time as well during this period. There's a lot of lessons coming through. You even have the Emperor here. I don't quite know what this Night King energy is. This could... Yeah, okay, so I'm being told that this is you. So I wasn't sure if this was your soulmate actually entering. There's almost like a need to connect heart space and logic, or head, basically, heart and head. To search inwards, as well as, you know, noticing opportunities ahead of you, noticing changes or decisions that you need to make. Making sure that they actually align with your heart as well. So if you're someone who focuses on logic a lot, this might be kind of difficult for you. You'll notice this, basically. And let's have a little look at the Sustainer card to see what it says. Right, so we have the Sustainer, the Peacemaker, the Upholder, the Preserver. The Sustainer, the second archetype in the trio of existence, works behind the scenes tending to the task of life. They cultivate gardens, pay bills, keep the meals warm, and the mouth sweetly fed. The Sustainer is at peace in the process of life, knowing there is no start or finish to humble yet meaningful tasks. They have a natural inclination to nourish others, to archive, to preserve Earth's resources, to consider environmental impact, to see their role in the divine circle of life. It's common for the Sustainer to become overworked, leading to resentment. Their tasks aren't glamorized, and therefore the Sustainer rarely receives the credit or attention. The Sustainer longs to hold things in place so badly, especially relationships, that they resist necessary change. Take time with this archetype. It is within us and needs our love. Yeah, so that message there about being a bit resistant to change. I feel like there's going to be changes happening in your life. Right. I feel like there needs to be more detail, so let's pull these cards here. So we have Death and Magic. We have Home. We have Full Moon Eclipse. Conclusions are within reach. And communication is key. New Moon in Gemini. You know, I was feeling this communication energy, I cannot lie to you. Especially when I was stumbling over my words and I could see the 8 of Wands. I just never said it. But yeah, also coming back to the Sustainer energy, I feel like for you guys, maybe you're going to be in a bit of like a resentfulness. Like you're doing these things, you're trying to make things, you know, stable, you're trying to make them work. And then there's almost like this, did I say disappointment? I did, didn't I? Yeah, there's going to be a need for you to communicate how you feel. The Knight of Cups brings communication of feelings, of things of the deeper nature. There's a need to connect the heart and the head. Just because, say if you are someone, I don't know what situation this is going to be because it's not very clear, but say this is in a work situation or something like that and you keep doing the same thing over and over again. You're the one who stays late to finish the job. You're the one who puts together all the things needed for the meeting tomorrow. Something like that. And it's like you're not getting the credit for it. You're not getting the accolades for that work that you're putting in. And then there's going to be a push for you to make a change. A push for you to actually say something even. I feel like this energy is going to be building. Yeah, let me know if you have any earth placements in your chart, because you guys give me very earthy energy. I'm looking for this. Apparently it's a day to read messages. So, be at home in your own skin. When you are in alignment with your truest self, it's like everything you do suddenly fits and feels right. Now is the time to also look into your domestic environment, making sure you are surrounded by beautiful things that have a special positive meaning for you. Cleaning, tending house, and taking care of simple things are what is called for now. The answers to the big questions come of their own accord when you're focused on the small tasks. The goddess Hestia reminds you that when you are at home in yourself, you are home in the world. Yeah, definitely focusing on... So definitely Spirit is asking you during this time of meeting your soulmate is to make a change, is to surrender, is to accept the endings, to accept conclusions, to allow things to die that must die or that have been dying in your life. Things that you feel are dragging you backwards or dragging you down. It's like what... The things, okay, even though you have a personality type maybe of someone who likes to sustain things, who likes to keep going, keep the momentum going, because you are, you know, a lot of earth energies, which is accurate, but they understand that in order to see results, see solid results, you have to continuously put work into things. They understand consistency, they understand ritualization. So even though, yes, that is very true, sometimes when things aren't working, it also means that they can't let go. And I'm not saying you're necessarily an earth sign, but this may just be a lesson that you're kind of learning around this time, or something that's been highlighted to you. So it's almost like you're going to be redirected to focus on the things that, yes, when you do put effort into them, it makes you feel good. It makes you, it's not like for external validation or anything, and you don't feel emotionally drained by it. The things that actually do uplift you and ignite you, that's what you should be putting your work into. And then you should be communicating, or you're going to be pushed at least to communicate those boundaries with people who maybe overtake, who don't refill your cup. You're definitely going to be tuning into your emotions a lot more. Right, I'm just going to see if there's anything that's missing in terms of the signs that you will see. Okay. Let's see when I meet the one found, can I? Right, so definitely you guys are going to be coming out of a, when I said here, when we saw the 3 of Pentacles and the 4 of Pentacles, you're going to be coming out of a time where you're kind of more in an isolation mode, where maybe you feel like you're not getting help, you're not being supported. And at the time of meeting your spouse, or even just from your spouse, because we have the 4 of Wands here, you're going to be coming into a time where you feel this support, where you feel like you can where you're celebrated for your wins, you're celebrated for the stability that you provide. You can let down some of these responsibilities and kind of, you know, share them with others. It's not all of your burden, it's not all of your responsibilities. Yes, you're going to be going through a period of great enlightenment with the Hermit here. Hermit goes on a spiritual journey, and I feel like you're going to be learning a lot of lessons about yourself. Again, that's the card of Virgo as well, quite an introspective card. And I feel one thing with Virgos is that they like to try and fix things and people around them, opposed to like trying to look inwards, and that's really just not becoming for you guys. But I just feel like that's something that Virgos do have a habit of doing. So I think you're going to be having to turn this energy of trying to control or maneuver things externally and actually looking inwards. So if you feel like you're in a period of time of your life where that's kind of happening, where this kind of cycle is going on, maybe your soulmate is on the way to you soon. And if you feel like you haven't experienced that yet, then your soulmate is on their way to you, honey. They get in there. Anyway, let me know how this reading resonated with you. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, comment down below. I am open for personal readings. If you're interested, there is a link in the description box. If you're new here and want to see more from me, I post mostly spiritual and lifestyle content, and you can subscribe down below. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye. Hi there, those of you who chose Citrine, welcome to your reading. I'm going to start off by pulling some angel number cards for you to see if you're interested in angel numbers, or if you receive those, what kind of maybe angel numbers you'll be seeing when you meet the one. I'm sorry, I just rambled there. But yeah, I'm just going to be choosing at random. So for Citrine, please. So I'm just going to see when they meet the one. Let's always see when they meet the one. Losing my ring. Let's just see when you meet the one. Yeah, that will do. Okay. So we've got number 1. We've got 12 here. We've got 99. We've got 6. We've got a 2. And we've got 8. So that could be a combination of things like 998, something like that, 62, 81, you know, something like that. Or it could just be like you're seeing lots of 1s everywhere, you're seeing lots of 6s, you're seeing lots of 2s, 8s, 12s, etc, etc. So yeah, I'm going to move those off to the side, see maybe if they occur again in your reading. And let's continue. So starting off with a Wild Unknown archetype card, you guys have the Comic. And you have the Siren. The Comic and the Siren, very, well, you would think 2 very different archetypes. But actually, sometimes, you know, when you meet someone who's really funny, they almost have like this siren nature, because their funniness, their humor, it like lowers your guard a bit. Do you know what I mean? So let's take a look at your cards. So you have Strength reversed. You have the Devil, very strong energy. We have 8 of Cups in reverse. We have the Queen of Swords. And we have the 5 of Swords. No, talk about lowering a guard. Goodness me. Someone has their guard up. And by someone, I mean you. So you guys are definitely going to have your guard up when it comes to meeting this person, or like around the time that you meet your romantic partner. Yeah, I feel like for a lot of you guys, maybe your strength has been, what word am I looking for here? I keep picturing the story of Samson, is it? And the hair, and when they cut their hair, they think they've cut the strength off of him as well. I don't know how that story goes. I said this in another one. I think I did a Bible story. And I didn't know how that one went either. But anyway, be linked down below if you're interested in reading more about it.
I just wanted to hop in here quickly with a little voiceover in terms of the Samson kind of imagery and information that I picked up claircognizantly, and the synchronicities that actually appear in your reading to do with it as well. So there is a link down below if you want to check out the story a bit more and kind of decipher it yourself. But also the story of Samson involved a lion at some point, which he kills, and this lion represented in the Strength card. I knew none of this before I researched it afterwards, but it also references his lust and him basically going after, following his desires, following what was right in front of him, opposed to following like God's plan or what he was spiritually intended to achieve or do. He went about it using his logical mind. And you have the Devil card there, which represents that kind of lustful energy, represents the attachment to things that are worldly and that don't really serve us in a higher way. And yeah, I mean, I don't really understand still how the story of Samson was represented in your entire reading, but hopefully you guys can pick a bit more out if you know more about it, and write it down below and let me know. But also, I think one of the morals of the story is that the higher plan for Samson ended up being executed, whether or not he took a different path or whether or not he resisted that. And I think that might have something to do with your soulmate connection in a way, in terms of like, even if you take a different direction, or even if it's not what you want for yourself in a way, it's like it's like spiritually it's going to happen, or spiritually it's intended for you. So whether that, I don't know whether that will bring you comfort or not, but yeah, I just wanted to leave that there, leave you with some food for thought.
But yeah, something like that I'm seeing with the Strength card energy here. I feel like someone has tamed the lion within you in a way, but it's in a way where you feel like you need to put a guard up for safety or for extra precaution, basically. I need some clarifiers. Yeah, you might be getting like fights or arguments with people, and I don't necessarily mean like physical fights or like really big things, but you might be like quite snappy at people maybe, or you just feel like you're trying to win at all costs with this Five of Swords. And this comic card and the Siren, it's like this is going to be a time where Spirit is trying to highlight to you that you need more fun in your life. You need a bit more softness in your life. Clarify the strike card reverse for. Where's your Citrine, please? Yeah, that's funny. I was just thinking that the Queen of Wands came out, and I was thinking you guys might identify more as like a divine feminine in like more of a natural state, but I feel like you guys are almost presenting yourself in like a imbalanced masculine way, because this Siren energy is very feminine to me. So it's making me think that there is a call for you to bring back in that kind of mystery, that kind of illusion that the Queen of Swords doesn't really have. I mean, she kind of does, but this Queen of Swords energy doesn't feel like it to me. Like this Queen of Swords to me feels like a challenger. Like she's gonna challenge your opinions, challenge the way that you think, or you know, it's not the Queen of Wands. Like this is what has been dimmed within you, is the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is very funny, very light-hearted, very sociable. Like she's like, yeah, let's just do this. Like very welcoming energy, very soft and warm. Whereas like air energy is quite cold compared to obviously a sun energy, which would be fire. So very warm. So it's like, yes, the Queen of Wands appears, this energy here, exactly. The Queen of Wands appears to be very like almost comical, quite like ditzy, if you want to say it like that. But actually it's all this inner siren nature that she actually has. Like so there's actually, she's alluring, and sirens are dangerous, right? In the what am I trying to think of the word? Like a tale in the fairy tales or whatever they're called. My brain's not really working today, apologies. But yeah, sirens are actually dangerous. So even though they're calling you in, and they might be very beautiful, even though actually apparently they're quite ugly. But yeah, even though they're calling you in, it's not like you're not getting what you were presented with in a way. Yeah, it's like almost this Queen of Wands, if you can see on the card, where she's got a little cat. I'll just wait for it to focus, but she's got a cat down there. The cat is looking at you, and I don't mean you physically, but like the cat's looking at the other person. It's feeling them out, you know, like her intuition is feeling the vibes, feeling the energy. The cat's trying to see, because cats are very like, you know, they will know whether to trust you or not. Like they're very smart animals. And then the Queen of Wands is kind of just looking at her hand. She's very like, yeah, this is so fun. I don't know why I keep doing that accent, but yeah. Like, you know, she's not paying, she seems like she's not paying attention, but actually she's taking in everything. Actually, she sees everything. She's not as like silly or, yeah, as empty as she seems in a way. I just can't find better words. I don't know why. Let's keep going. So the Devil, where's the Devil here? So 10 of Swords, you're definitely going to be letting go of something. Letting go of attachments, particularly to things that are not serving you. Attachments to like, let's see what the 8 of Cups is saying. What's that? Attachments to basically your kind of mental state, in a way of like overthinking, of thinking that you don't hold the power. But with the Magician here, the Magician's in reverse. I feel like Magician in reverse is a bit kind of manipulative, is pretends to be confident, pretends to know what they're doing, but actually internally they don't feel like they know what they're doing. Have the Queen of Swords, please. Got the Five of Swords clarifying the Queen of Swords again. Yeah, it's like there's like a almost analysis overload. Like everyone you meet, you're like, okay, are we gonna, is this a good guy, is this the bad guy? Like it's almost like you don't know. The moon's been at the bottom of the deck this whole time as well. I feel like that's significant. The moon in kind of a shadow position. Yeah, you feel like you're in a time where you're not seeing things clearly, like you're expecting something to come out and jump at you in the dark, basically. Why is the Five of Swords here? Two of Cups. Page of Pentacles reversed. Chariot reversed. So yeah, there's some hesitancy when it comes to connections or people that you might initially feel a spark with. Oh. And you're a bit like, oh, okay, well, I feel this spark, but is this deceiving me? So maybe you've been through quite a lot of painful experiences. Let's check out these cards here. So the comic, the Joker, the Clown, the Fool. The comic, goodness me, that is a tongue twister. The comic carries a remedy for all that ails this world. Amid the deepest pain and suffering, there is always a potential to lift up and out of the darkness through laughter. Though dismissed by some as lowbrow or unsophisticated, this archetype actually has a highly advanced mind. Some may use the word genius, as humour requires one to see the situation from afar rather than to be swept away by the drama. Yeah, that's exactly, see, they put it so eloquently. That's exactly what I was trying to pull from this Queen of Wands card. It's almost like this very fun person who a lot of people might think lacks that kind of intellect of maybe a Queen of Swords, but actually in order to have humor, humorous people are very smart people. It might not be like mathematically smart or whatever smart, which some of them are actually, but it's like a lot of people who have that kind of smarts don't have a great idea of humor, because you're picking up on social cues, you're picking up on energy that is you can't see. You've got to read people very quickly. You got to see the bigger picture. The comic sees and accepts the messiness of life, using it as a material to be mixed and shaped into a potion to soothe the stressed and serious mind. They literally lighten us up. Thus, within the comic is usually the sage or the magician, working healing magic upon any audience who will lend an ear. The comic may be the archetype that heals the deep division in our world, one pun at a time. Funny, the magician actually did come up for you guys in reverse. So I feel like you guys are trying to get back into this light-hearted energy here. I gotta just change that. Right, so the siren symbolizes the temptress, the seducer, the femme fatale. The siren calls and the world spins. What we thought we wanted pales in comparison to the sweet allure of her song. We find ourselves lost in the spell of desire and longing, perhaps even lust. Whether the thing calling to us is ultimately good or bad is somewhat irrelevant. It's the journey that matters. And the work of the siren is to take us on a deep psychic descent. Following her song, we go down, 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 to a place where lessons are learned and courage must be riled to find our way back to dry land. Try as we might, resisting the call may not even be an option. Unless the Odysseus, we blind our hands to the mast of our ship. It's likely, though, that falling for her call is the only way we will come to live more fully on the surface. Okay, so for you guys, this siren energy, that's, yeah, there's okay, I love when things just clarify what I was saying, but it's like a call, even if, say, this person does come into your life in the midst of these kind of feelings of, like, you know, unsure of who to trust, who not to trust, of of trying to find that love vitality within you again without being so Queen of Swords energy, basically. I feel like you're not going to be able to resist the allure of this person, and in a way that comes to be a good thing, because it allows you to experience life more fully. It ends up being a good thing. So yeah, you might be feeling a great draw to this person, and you're like, but I don't know whether to trust them. I don't know whether this is a good thing. Maybe they are very, you know, unserious in a way as well. And the Queen of Swords looks for seriousness, so she's not going to be interested. But yeah, it's like, even though you wouldn't usually be interested in this person, it's like, actually, I can't help but follow them. Let's see what else we got. So we have believe in the impossible. Your hard work is paying off, new moon in Capricorn. Some of you guys might have a Capricorn Venus. We have the goddess Demeter with a nurturer. And we also have the goddess Skuld with the future. Well, the future, reading it very literally, I feel like you guys might be able to see a future with this person, even if they're not your usual type. Even if it's like, yeah, hey, I believe in the impossible. It feels like something that won't happen. I feel like love will just kind of spring out of nowhere for a lot of you guys. Yeah, whatever work you're doing, I do see that you're going to be seeing the results from that, whether that's just in the workplace or you're working on a project somewhere else or whatever it may be. I feel like you are going to start seeing a big result from that. Funny enough, this Capricorn card, the goat, also has that kind of tail, siren tail in a way to it as well. Yeah, you might even feel pulled away from the work that you're doing because you're so like almost focused on something. But it's like when this person comes in, you feel like you should be taking time off, or you should be in that more like fifth house, spontaneous, flirty, lustful energy, basically. And then we also have the nurturer. Yeah, it's like a need to pull back in. There's going to be a call for you to bring back in this nurturing, this feminine energy within you, to reignite it and rebalance the masculinity within you as well. So guys, that is everything I actually have for you. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If it resonated with you, give it a thumbs up, comment down below. I also am available for personal readings if you're interested. There will be a link in the description. And if you are new here and want to see more from me, I post mostly spiritual and lifestyle content, and you can subscribe down below. And I'll see you all in my next one. Bye. Hi there, option number 3, those of you who chose the Smokey Quartz, welcome to your reading. I'm going to start off with looking at some angel numbers that you might see around the time that you're meeting the one, if that's something that you look out for. So let's see. Choose Smokey Quartz, please. So I'm going to see what name we got. Baby, baby, baby. So you guys have 11. I just heard 11, 11, so that could be a number. 18, 8. Don't know why I said that so aggressively. 16, which is also half of 8, so 8s might be very important to you. 99, that actually came up in option number 2 as well. Or 55. So yeah, feel free to put the numbers together. It could be 1155. It could be 188, 168, 998, 558. I don't know. It could be anything. It could just be that you're seeing a lot of those numbers going around in different places. And now let's take a look at your archetype cards. So you guys have the Cave. And you have the Hunter. I just heard the hunter or the hunted. There's a lot of clairaudient messages for you guys actually, so that could be something that you guys have as ability to you in general, if you're readers yourself. We have the Ace of Cups, we have this Nine of Cups, Strength, Queen of Wands reversed, the High Priestess reversed, the Queen of Pentacles also fell out and I just kept her over here. Straight away, a lot of feminine energy. You guys might have been drawn to pile number 2 as well, and then you decided to go with this one because it's a bit similar as well in some places. So signs you'll see one. Yeah, okay, this cave is kind of clarifying it. With the Queen of Wands and the High Priestess both being in reversed here, I kind of felt like you guys might feel like you're in the dark a bit, like you're almost in hermit mode, but obviously there's no hermit card here, but it feels like someone who feels like they can't get out. They can't either meet the person, they can't find their emotional fulfillment or something like that. But it's something that they desire or they want with the hunter here. You know, you want it. You want it. You want to go after it. Even if you look at this card, it's like this horse is being consumed by this darkness here and it's trying to run towards the light, but it's almost, in the way I'm seeing it right now, is getting sucked in to this darkness here. I don't mean like a negative, I don't necessarily mean like, you know, like a bad darkness like depression or something like that, even though it could be for some of you guys. But I just feel like with the High Priestess as someone who sees, I keep hearing, I just heard the underworld, but who sees like, I don't know, some of you guys might have like mediumship abilities. Who sees the hidden, that's what I'm trying to look for, the word the hidden. Who sees things that are hidden. But it's like you're struggling to bring this information to the forefront. You're struggling to remain above. Say if you have like 2 worlds of like our world and then like the stuff that is all hidden in here, like spirits and hearing things and seeing things and whatever you want to say. It's like you're struggling. You're just about existing above. You might feel very spacey, very kind of maybe, you know when you're just like, people are talking around you and you're not concentrating on anything that they're saying, like very just not here. Because even this cave, it has a darkness, but it has this little light just at the top there. Yeah, you guys are definitely going to be feeling quite spacey, because that's exactly how I feel right now, staring into this cave card with those eyes like literally pulling me in. I don't know if you're going to feel like you're just being pulled into this other world that no one else can see. It's literally hidden in these bushes. Almost this hand is like a come hither hand, like come follow me. It's like you have to go through me to reach the light, sorry. Like a weird initiation type thing. Damn, this is intense. Okay. Let me just try and stay here first of all, because I feel like I want to get lost. So I want to understand this Ace of Cups card in terms of the signs I'll see when they meet the one, please. So we have the Tower reverse, not what I was expecting, but okay. Why is the Nine of Cups here in reverse? Four of Pentacles. Why is the Strength card here? Eight of Cups. Why is the Queen of Wands here in reverse? Ten of Swords. Why is the clarifiers more confusing than the initial spread? Usually the clarifiers be clarifying things for me, but I feel like I'm just getting more lost, more confused, you know? It could be a feeling that you're getting as well. Like nothing seems to be making sense. What should be appearing or what should be happening is not happening, you know? Why is the High Priestess here in reverse, please? Signs of movement, why is the High Priestess in reverse? Six of Cups. You might be like reminiscing on past situations, things that made you happy, made you feel fulfilled. Because you have the 10 of Cups and the 6 of Cups here. Ooh. Yeah, you guys have some heavy, heavy spirits around you. Let me know in the comments how this resonates, because if you've watched Picky cards before, I'm sure readers would have picked up on this for you guys. Because there's a lot of energy that surrounds you. Like, almost you're just a vessel and things speak through you. Literally a channeler. I've just noticed, like, practically none of, even, look at that, I was about to say it. Let me just show you this and then I will say what I was going to say. Practically none of these people in these cards are looking at me. It's like you're just this vessel of a person in a way. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. I'm going to post these cards and see what they say as well. Again, not what I was expecting, but okay. We have don't let pride get in your way. That's that Leo energy coming through again. We have humor. Almost similar vibe to, again, pile number 2. They were in quite a serious mode around that time, and there was a need for them to kind of tap back into that lightheartedness, that humorous side to them. Again, you might be in very heavy energy. You might just be picking up on, maybe you are a reader or something and you read for people who have very heavy energy. We also have fortune here. If I can just get that. We have fortune. Lakshmi. Again, who doesn't look at me. It's like I almost can't read your energy. It's very, very strange. And we also have a time for healing, balsamic moon. I'm gonna look into this cave card now, see what else it can tell us about signs you will see. As I said, I think it was in option number 1. I was like, whenever I do these readings, I put the intention of obviously the name of the reading, but I just be picking up on all types of different things. So you all have to just bear with me when it comes to these things. Right, so the cave, the dark, the portal, the interior. Those who are fortunate, which is funny because we have fortune here, enough to find and enter the cave are forever changed. It is a place of potential power. It is a place of potent power, acting both as portal to another realm and a space for sacred ritual and initiation. The cave is a place to return for meaningful retreat, where one can see the true self in the darkness. In esoteric teachings, the cave is known to reside in the center of the heart. Within its walls, the whispers of compassion and self-understanding can be heard. Yet because of its mystery and power, many of us fear the cave and never try to find it. We busy ourselves in the bright lights of the city, while the carnivorous and dimly lit chamber calls out to us in the night. Where is your cave? You already know. Return to it and tend the fire. Oh, okay. Funny they mentioned lights and I picked up on that. If like you're trying to run towards this warmth, this light, but you're being guided, I want to say, but like pulled into this darkness, pulled into looking at your inner world, at the things you need to leave behind, at your attachments to, or the things that have left you feeling unfulfilled. It's like if you have to turn to your past, not letting the ego get in the way of you reflecting. Yeah, because it seems like when I was saying this person wasn't looking at me, it felt very distant. Like I couldn't even get to them if I wanted to. Maybe you go into a bit of a hermit mode in your life, like you're just not really communicating with people. You just feel like all the energy that you have left at the moment needs to be focused on you. It needs to be focused on your healing. Even in this healing card, the illumination is very, very small. And the rest of the moon is kind of just blends into the rest of the background. Like, it's like this almost fluidness. Like, again, with the cave, what we heard, what was spoken about in the cave card of being a portal, being a connection. It's like a candle that just kind of flickers, is almost going out. I'm just seeing someone like frantically in a dark room with one candle, like frantically trying to relight this candle, keep it going, because they're scared of what would happen if it went out. Like they're scared of being surrounded by the darkness, which is basically not physical darkness, but like more like looking at your shadow side, looking at what you may have done in the past, things that you may have not liked, things you may not even like about yourself right now, but you just never really address. You don't really acknowledge your inner child wounds, how you've hurt others, how others have hurt you. I'm getting the message of the hunter, where the hunter does not come back empty-handed. Whatever the hunter seeks, it gets, you know? Even if it takes days, months. Find yourself in a position of financial abundance, or feeling secure, maybe practically, where there's almost like this unsatisfaction emotionally. There needs to be this reignition here, where even we have the 9 of Cups and 4 of Pentacles. It's like going back a step, going back to square one, because you're unsatisfied. Maybe you've done what everyone else told you that you should be doing. Like, yeah, I got a job. Yeah, I moved up to this position. Yeah, I earned this much money. But I'm still not happy. Like, and it's like you need to go into this darkness to find the secret of that, to find the reason behind that. And that's even which I thought was quite a strange, almost strange crystal to pull out for the signs you see when you meet the one. But no, this crystal, I'm pretty sure like darker crystals, they absorb negative energy, like kind of like lingering more of the darker energies that exist. They kind of help us remove our toxins. So you guys are definitely going to be purging a lot of this. Even with this humor card, even it says, be like a child today, finger paint, call your funniest friend, and do laughing yoga. Have a giggle first. The goddess Uzme reminds you when you get too serious, she will help you laugh. This is the right way to balance all the hard work you've been doing lately. You are so loved. Yeah. I feel like there's going to be a need for you to get back into a bit more lightheartedness, more fun. I'll read this one as well. Fortune. When the Hindu goddess Lakshmi comes to visit, she heralds a celebration of your purpose, wisdom, and compassionate prosperity. All your experience, all your skills are rich with meaning and purpose. As a result, you can expect to see evidence of this wealth in the world around you. You have the ability right now to create great success in your life, and what you have to offer has exalted value. The goddess of luck and prosperity says it's time to share your good fortune with others, and she will show you how it multiplies when you apply gratitude, praise, and a commitment to serve. If it's material success you intend, you shall co-create it. If it's a rich relationship life, you will attract and develop it. You are a magnet for miracles. Nothing is out of reach when the goddess Lakshmi comes to calling. That one where it says your commitment to serve. Sometimes like our soul comes with the purpose to help others, to serve others. But we kind of get lost, especially in the life that we live in right now, the culture that we live in right now. Like, we don't really want to do that. Like, we're really out for ourselves a lot of the time. And sometimes it even comes down to being that way because people take advantage of you, and people, you know, again, healing that inner child. Like, yeah, maybe as a child you were really giving, you were really open to people, open to whatever it may be. And it's kind of like you've kind of lost that. And it's like this period of time is you refinding that inner child of yours. Finding those simple joys that aren't like a fast car, or, you know, something that's like really external. Like things that just come within, or things that you can just achieve very naturally. Yeah, that's a bit of a weird note to end on, I can't lie. But your energy is very, very like mellow. But anyway guys, thank you so much for watching this reading. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and tell me how it resonated with you. If you are new here and want to see more from me, I post mostly spiritual and lifestyle content, and you can subscribe down below. And I am also open for personal readings. If you're interested, there is a link in the description box. So I will see you guys in my next one. Bye. Hi, option number 4. Those of you who chose the blue Howlite, welcome to your reading. I'm going to start off by getting some angel numbers for those of you who are interested in that, who follow angel numbers. What you might see around the time that you meet your person. Right, so there's your blue Howlite. I'm very determined to get this one out. And there goes my ring. I think that's enough actually. Right. So we have number 11. We have 44. We got 22. We got another 2. Enthusiasm. We've got a 3. And we've got 18. So it can be any of those numbers in isolation. It can be those numbers combined, like 222, 11, 22, 224, I don't know, 23. Yeah, it can be any of those numbers in combination, or maybe you're just seeing a lot of 3s, a lot of 2s, a lot of 1s and 8s, 18s, any of those. Okay, so let's take a look at your archetype card. You guys have the Threshold. You also have Temperance, the 7 of Swords, the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Cups, and the King of Cups. Interessante. Okay. It's so funny. This literally looks like, I need to put it this way for you guys. Looks like the Knight of Swords is coming after the 7 of Swords. Are you guys trying to get some vengeance maybe around the time that you meet this spouse? I don't know, it doesn't feel... The Knight of Swords feels serious. The 7 of Swords feels playful. So we're going to have to figure this out. You do have I think someone who's quite controlled in their emotions as well. Yeah, this is you guys being quite controlled in your emotions about something. It's giving me quite similar energy to option number 3 as well. Just take a drink. Yeah, it's giving me kind of similar energy to option number 3. Temperance is giving me the idea of healing, so there will be some healing that's going on around that time for you guys as well. But let's pull some clarifiers so I can get a better idea. This threshold card looks to me as if, like, if they were to fall, it would be a very painful, you know, like, it would be a very painful drop zone, basically. This just looks like fire to me. Kind of looks like trees as well. But like, if that threshold were to break, yeah, you don't want that threshold to break. That's what it's giving me. How about temperance, please? Let's just put these over here. This 4 of Pentacles is just loving you guys today. I think it's been in every single reading. Sometimes that just be happening. Yeah, it's almost like you guys are going to be learning to let go of things. Like, again, going back to that kind of 7 of Swords, Knight of Swords scenario here. It's like you guys are going to be learning, if you're not the type of people to let go of situations that kind of rile you up or get you annoyed. It's like around the time of your part of meeting the one, it's going to be about you learning or healing those wounds where you can't seem to let go of things or situations or whatever it may be. Because it's almost like, well, if the Knight of Swords did not chase off, if the Knight of Swords hadn't have chased after this 7 of Swords, then they wouldn't have found themselves in such a sticky situation with the threshold here. Yeah, again, being more controlled in your emotions, not being so reactive. Clarify the 7 of Swords, please. Oh, gosh. The 7 of Swords, let's choose Howlite. It's the World card reversed. Where's the Knight of Swords here, please? King of Cups again. So yeah, definitely being more patient, being more thoughtful in your actions, more compassionate as well. Why is the Knight of Cups here in reverse? We've got the 5 of Swords and the Magician here. You guys have quite a lot of masculine energy. Again, the 5 of Swords is kind of about getting yourself into a sticky situation because you couldn't let go, or you fought the wrong battle in a way. Like you fought a battle that actually wasn't worth the fight. So no one wins. It's like, how can you use your ability to... How can you use all of your tools, not just your logic or your wisdom or whatever you want to say. How can you use your emotionality? How can you use more of a grounded approach to things? King of Cups. Have that. By the end of King of Cups. One. Queen of Cups and the 2 of Pentacles. Ooh, that was a terrible way to show you those. So first things I feel is like this period of time before you meet your future partner or whatever, even if you're, well, maybe you have a partner right now who you see as the one, this kind of time that surrounds it is like about you balancing that masculinity and femininity, the power to let go, I just heard, but also like The masculine is more about action, like going after things, and the feminine is about knowing, that inner knowing that you're going to receive everything that you need. Even with the Four of Pentacles here, sometimes the Four of Pentacles can sway into in an unbalanced energy, sway into like a bit of a lack mindset, opposed to saying like, okay, I've got Four Pentacles, I've got everything I need in here, like my purse is full. Whereas it can fall into the mindset where it's like, oh my god, I've only got 4 Pentacles, well, I can't give any away because then I'll have 3 Pentacles, you know. So it's like that inner knowing that you're going to get everything that you need. Also just learning to balance your emotions as well. Let's take a look at the Threshold card. I can never find the things on here. I wish they had just numbered them, because it's very, 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 very hard to find the cards. The Threshold, the door, the gate, the initiation. We cross thresholds continuously, consciously and unconsciously. Doorways, gates and entryways grace our path on a daily basis. When this card arises, it signifies that the precipice you stand upon is not your typical one. However, you have arrived at a threshold of initiation, here to usher you into a new reality. It requires you to leave behind the you that you thought was so well formed. A new frontier calls. This is not easy work. Threshold initiation means a part of you will be lost in order to make space for what is next. A metaphorical death must occur. Some may not recognize you. You may struggle to recognize yourself. The ground seems to crumble as you free fall into your new reality. This is the liminal reality. One step, dear friend, just take that one little step towards the future that calls you. So when I was saying this feels like something that you don't want to fall into, that could be how you guys are feeling, like you feel a bit like you can't quite grasp anything to get you out of it, you know, get you out of this ditch, stop you from falling into this new threshold. And this threshold could be just a kind of like an overwhelming sense of emotion. You guys might feel like you're not very tapped into your emotions. You might feel like you're a very logical person. You know, I never really overreact or something like that. But it's like, I feel like you guys are going to be learning a lot about yourself, a lot about the depths of your character. Sometimes we only are in an environment that only allows us to utilize the surface level of our character, and it's hard for us to tap into those little quirks and stuff, and hard for us to get to know that person. So yeah, it's going to be about you coming into balance with that energy, and again, maybe tapping into more of your feminine energy, and that maybe that's something that you haven't learnt to do yet, or you haven't had to do yet. Let's take a look at this. So you guys have full moon in Sagittarius. Look at the bigger picture. And fixed moon, hold your vision. Again, you've got masculine and feminine there. We have Aphrodite, romantic love. And we have Spider-Woman, co-creation. So yeah, tapping into more of that love, that what word am I kind of looking for here? You know, some people are just more like, think about, and if you know any Cancers in your life, like they are very loving people, they're very nurturing people, and maybe that's something you haven't had to tap into yet. And there might be an experience or kind of situation that happens here. It could even be with your person that means that you're kind of tapping into this more romantic, loving energy. This energy that means that you have to trust, you have to look at the bigger picture, you have to tap into more of like a spiritual, like connecting more with like your guides, your spirit guides or something like that as well. Trusting more. Because we have the contrast here between hold your vision and look at the bigger picture. So it's like, yes, you can continue to have that masculinity within you that knows what it wants and is very determined and goes after it. Like, but then also incorporate that, the feminine that is able to surrender to what is happening, that doesn't need to control everything, that accepts that maybe some things might fall through, maybe, but it accepts it because it knows the truth of things. It knows that no matter what, it will get what it wants. It's like the masculine, I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like the way I see it anyway, it's like the masculine knows it will get what it wants, but it knows it will do that because it's going to force it. Like, no matter what, come hell or high water, I'm going to get what I want. I don't know why I keep putting that weird American accent on. I apologize. But the feminine's like, I'm going to get what I want. And then like she sits back. The masculine's like, I'm going to get what I want. And it doesn't mean angry or anything, but I just feel like the masculine is more like forceful with it. The feminine's more like sits back, enjoys the ride, basically. Enjoys the ride. So yeah, definitely you guys are going to be experiencing that kind of situation around this time. We do have the number 2 here. We also have 4 and a 9. Did you have a 9? No, you didn't have a 9, but 4 and 9 makes 15. That makes a 6. Okay, doesn't make that. But yeah, we got number 2 there as well. So yeah, let me know. Maybe if you guys have felt like you've experienced this, maybe you felt like there's been an experience where your willpower couldn't force anything to happen, if that makes sense. Like, no matter how hard you tried, nothing would happen, and all it would take is your trust, your faith to make it happen. So if you've experienced something like that, then you may be close. If you have not met the person who you would consider the one, then you might be close to meeting them. And if you haven't experienced something like that, then look out for a situation like that, because it's bringing you closer to like your divine counterpart, it feels like. But yeah, that is everything that I have, you guys. Option number 4 number 4 with Howlite. Thank you so much for coming to this reading. If you enjoyed it and it resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up and comment down below. If you are new here and want to see more from me, I post mostly spiritual and lifestyle content, and you can subscribe down below. And I'm also now open for private readings. If you're interested, there will be a link in the description, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.